is it going to take for me to represent some of your dairy in Southern California? I mean, I've been involved in running dozens of businesses over the years, been in distribution, owners of health food stores. You know, all the things that I formerly thought were all failures were all prerequisites, all necessary experiences to do this. Okay, most people like myself don't ever come to that conclusion, you know, or don't have the opportunity to be presented with, okay, so you've done all this and now this is why you've done all this. So I convinced him that I was going to be his distributor in Southern California, and he had 8 cows. And I said, I bought 3 or 4 bottles of milk, that's all the money I had, drove back 6 hours to LA and showed it to Stewart and this fellow who had written this article. And I said, Altadena is out of business, and this is the only dairy left standing legally producing milk in the state of California. And if it goes, we're done. So I'm going to help this guy and help myself, and I'm going to put both of us on the map. That's what I said. And so I went up there 2 weeks later, picked up 2 cases of milk with some borrowed money, brought it back in the car, iced it down, put it in some a cold cooler. 2 weeks later, I went out and picked up 4 cases of milk, and 2 weeks later it was 12 cases of milk. And then I'm distributing to Follow Your Heart in the Valley, Co-Opportunity. It all started in May of 1998. That's when my first store was done, which was Co-Opportunity in Santa Monica. So now it's on the shelf. And by the way, Ron Garthwaite said to me the first day I was there, he says, by the way, it's illegal in LA. I said, huh? So yeah, they have laws in the county of LA that you have to produce it in or adjacent to the county of LA, and it has to be inspected and run by what they call the Medical Milk Commission board in the county of LA, which is what put Altadena out of business, because their rules and policies and restrictions are way more than what I have to adhere to, and that's why they went out of business. I'm being educated, right? And I'm thinking, I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. So without consulting the health department, without consulting anybody, I started visiting stores and saying, I have some raw dairy. Showed them what I had, glass bottles of milk and cream. Fine, here's my order. I would bring into the stores. That was, as I said, the first store was May of 1998 at Co-op. And 4 months later, this little 4-door Mazda is picking up 40 cases of milk. I've ripped out the back seats, I've ripped out the trunk, I have no refrigerated truck. I pick up the milk, pile it all into the car, front seat, back seat, the trunk, everything, loaded. Go down the street to the supermarket or liquor store, buy $100 to $200 worth of ice, and ice the entire thing, right?
That's hardcore.
And I'm going down the freeway, the 5 freeway, with the car looking like this. Okay. I did get stopped by a CHP officer one day for what he thought was gasoline leaking out of a fuel line. And when I opened the trunk of the car, the look on his face was,
just go.
He didn't even write me a ticket. I said, this is I'm starting a new business and I don't have a refrigerated truck. I'm always telling people the truth, whatever the truth is.
But you know what I admire of you?
Yeah.
That you put the ice, you took care of that, because some other person would have just drove without refrigerated milk.
Thank you for saying that, but that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
You have to keep it as pristine as possible at all times. And eventually I found a trucking company that would pick it up in San Jose and deliver it to downtown LA to one of the produce houses that I was dealing with, and would go down there in my car, and Stewart had a Porsche, and we were like delivering, I mean, I can fit maybe what would go to 3 or 4 stores in my car, do it, drive back down there, reload the car, deliver 4 more stores, go back downtown, load the... This is how I started the business. Stewart was delivering in his Porsche milk and cream. And I was like, the both of us, he probably thought I was out of my mind, but you know, I knew I wasn't. I knew that I was resurrecting something in the state of California that was literally millimeters from being eliminated. Because there's 40 other states in the United States that have made raw dairy absolutely illegal. And oh yeah, it's illegal. You can't even
40.
sell it off the farm or you'll be arrested.
Okay. 40. Wow.
Yeah, there's only about 5 or 10 states left that actually legally can. 5 of those states you can sell at retail. The other 5 you can actually purchase directly from a farm, but everybody else is, you know, it's banned. So I knew that that's where California was headed.